It's all happening in Tiger Town, baby. The Tigers absolutely drubbing 64-0 to the Storm. What's happening there? Is Galvin going to be gone effective immediately? The Panthers, what's happening there with Shane Elford watering the grounds of the ball? Absolute madness. Should be gone for the rest of the season, and should Panthers lose competition points for it? Do we believe Robbo's statement that just came out about it's all Newcastle's fault why Dominic Young has not been signed, sealed, delivered? Weak-gutted dog, yes. Jamin Salmon brings it up this week. Did he look like a baby when he was doing it? Latrell Mitchell and Ryan Pappenhausen make a last-minute dash to try and make the New South Wales team. Is it too little, too late? And there's Luai and the potential for a late carousel change. Are they both out the door in 2025? Let's get it all right here, right now, on your favourite rugby league channel, Barry Charles Footy Show. Yes, remember to like and subscribe, guys and gals, as we hit towards 1,000. Once we get to the 1,000, we can go rocking and rolling and give you more of the content you love right at your living room and mobile device, as you get all the news straight here on this channel. Yes, what's happening, fans? Tigers Town are in big trouble. Yes, the Tigers are in absolute disarray. The club was flying high until this weekend. 5 wins, 5 losses now. So that's a lot better than what they've had all the last 3 years. But they've still had scandal after scandal after scandal. Galvin, does he need to go right now? Does Benji Marshall get the sack at the end of the year if they go backwards from here? A lot of things are going to happen, and it's been a debacle, the Tigers, this season. Can they turn it around? And they need to get rid of right here, right now. Do they get rid of Galvin now? If they wait around and there's another 4 weeks go by and they lose 4 more, and then it goes absolutely disgusted, do they want that, or do they bite the bullet now and say bye-bye? Well, that is the question mark. Obviously, I think Dylan Brown, the Knights have got money to go there if that was to happen. I think that will happen if Galvin was to go straight to Parramatta. But then the question mark is, will the Tigers get anyone? Can they get the Dominic Young or Kai Pierce-Paul to be a swap that would help the Knights? Would there be a chance of them going for like a Jack Hogger, Tyson Gamble? I don't think so. Hastings they wouldn't go for. So that's the question mark about the Tigers right now. Galvin's definitely a better player than all these people we're talking about. And they might want to keep risking this happening, but it could derail their season, as we've seen what's happening with Manly at the moment. So do they want the same thing? We will find out. Next talking point, yes, folks, for this is Shane Elford. Yes, he's played for the Tigers and the Panthers. Does he get done for the rest of the year for ball tampering? There's footage going around that he was watering the ball most of the game when they were doing the kickoffs, and he's been a serial offender, doing it in the grand finals as well. Absolute madness, and to do it in Golden Point. I can't believe the cameras didn't pick this up earlier. I don't know why the cameras didn't pick it up earlier, and there should have been a complaint already done and a stop before it got to Golden Point. What are they watching, these bunker officials? Honestly, it just madness to me. They got all these cameras and they can't pick this up. I potentially think they should lose their 1 competition point and potentially more. It's just tampering with the game. It shouldn't be allowed. I know they used to do it back in the day, but this is 2025. I think he should be gone for the season, and I think points should be taken for the Panthers. Will it happen? We'll find out. Luai. Yes, Luai and Coruscant, are they out of New South Wales contention? Well, I think Api was getting into their 50-50 chance of making it. I think he might have just put it down the drain with an absolute nonchalant performance. Same with Jerome Luai. Pressure is on. He's still a chance because Cleary wants him. Don't get it wrong. Cleary wants Luai in number 6. That's all the talk is. It's just whether or not Daly's going to go their way or he's going to go for Moses. That is the talking point around that. So Luai is still a chance, but Coruscant is out the door. See you later. That Penrith combination looks like it's dead and buried. But obviously there's issues with some of the others. What else do I say about selection of this New South Wales team? Obviously, you can look at so Robson and Connor Watson are now looking likely to be the two again. They look like they were going to be a change, but they might have gone out the window after the performances we've seen. But the question mark too is Terrell May has probably lost his spot, in my opinion, if he was a chance. I think there's two scores for Payne Haas, and they keep Jake Trbojevic as the prop, which means Mitchie Barnett either goes to 13 or the bench, which more likely the bench because he can play prop, second row or lock, so he covers all those positions. And then if you're going to add Spencer Leniu to that bench rotation, and say Angus Crichton with Hudson Young starting and Connor Watson. So that means there's pressure for Stefano, Josh King, they're possible bolters, Jacob Preston before he got suspended. These are the players they're looking at. Olakau'atu's down the list. So the question mark is all about Jake Trbojevic, because if he gets picked, then obviously these other guys don't get an opportunity. But if they do get picked, who do they pick? Because if you say you got Payne Haas, Mitch Barnett, and Spencer Leniu, you can argue you can move Mitchell Barnett, can play the whole 80 minutes, so you can move him around to second row wherever you need to. So you don't have to carry Angus Crichton or Hudson Young on the bench. That'll be the question mark they have there. And do you want another prop? But then the question mark is, if you have injuries, you need another second row. But Mitchell Barnett could probably play centre, worst case scenario, maybe. But that's probably the question mark there if you wanted to get another big man like Stefano or Josh King in the team. So there's probably not enough spaces to go around if you're assuming Spencer Leniu is going to be one of the ones picked on the bench. Otherwise, you're going to drop Spencer. I don't think so from what I've seen. So that's probably where we're at for if you're looking for bolters. I'm not sure if there's going to be too many. The only probably bolters could be in the back line. But this is all big ifs. To me, Latrell Mitchell is the first one picked in my back line, if I'm picking one. You can argue between Dylan Edwards and James Tedesco. They both do the same role. Tommy Turbo's probably better than them. But who goes on the other centre? Do you put Crichton there? Or do you put Crichton on the wing? And then that brings Turbo in. I think Brandon Best is going to miss out. I just think that's simple. And then it depends what you're going to do. If you have Crichton, you can have Carras if you're going to put a combination together. But that means you're dropping Lomax, who was the goal kicker, and then Toho. So does Toho miss out because he hasn't played much footy? So there's a lot of question marks around that. Or do you leave Latrell Mitchell out and go for Turbo and Crichton with Carras or Toho and Lomax? So that's where all those question marks are going at the moment with the selection of the New South Wales team. I think, to be honest, it's mostly settled. It's just a little contingent point of who plays number 6. Who plays the two centre roles will determine who plays on the wing. And then also that prop rotation, who's going to be the other starting prop with Payne Haas? Is it going to be Mitchie Barnett, or is it going to be Jake Trbojevic? And that'll depend on the bench. So I think playing-wise, you can probably name about 10 players, the students, to get in for New South Wales. Let's just try and label it down. I would say Dylan Edwards would get there, but he's no certainty to get there. I'd say Crichton's going to get picked. Where he plays, I'm not sure. I'd say Mitchell's going to get picked, so that's 2. I can't label anyone else. Nathan Cleary, 3. And then you got Mitch Barnett, Payne Haas, so that's 5. Liam Martin, 6. Spencer Leniu, I think, is a lock, 7. Maybe Connor Watson, 8. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Isaiah Yeo, obviously Liam Martin. We haven't said so. Hudson Young talks. So probably 10 or 11 players that are definite, and then Crichton as well, maybe, and Toho, and that just depending on which way they want to go. So there's going to be a gunplayer miss out. And Carras looks like to me the biggest bolter if they're going to go for one with Crichton, but I just don't think they're going to go their way. Potential they could, but I just don't think they'll go their way for mine. I think it's more likely who is the big guns they're going to pick to play where, and do they say Toho, you're too small, we'll put 2 big guys on the wing, which could push Crichton to the wing to get everyone in the field with Lomax. That's the potential option there. So a lot of question marks around a few spots in the team, but don't get it wrong, it's going to be a strong New South Wales team, no doubt about it. But Queensland have got a obviously question mark around Ben Hunt out. This is straight Tommy Dearden. This is what they're talking about. Is he the right person? If if Sam Walker was playing, I would be putting a player like Sam Walker in for just a razzle dazzle that you might need. But Dearden will probably get a shot off the bench. So that's going to be a very much an interesting point. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, Ryan Papenhuyzen has left it too late to make the squad. He needs a lot more to go his way for this to continue on for me. Robbo, yes, Robbo. What's happening with Robbo? Is he putting all fireworks into this squad, or what? Is he talking a whole lot of hoopla with the Knights? From my sources, he's factually pretty much correct in what he was saying to the media, but my question mark is that there has been 2 offers, either 200k for the rest of his contract. That's what the Knights want the Roosters to pay, or pay him out right now, and then we'll pay him a lower field, a bit like how Matt Lodge got out of his contracts before. That's what they're wanting. Will it happen? I'm not sure. So from Robbo's text, I'm putting a curveball out there. Can DCE go to the Roosters before June 30th if the Manly continue their woes? I think that might happen if they continue to lose. For, like I say, a Sia Wong type player, one of the young guns they haven't re-signed yet. There could be a swap there. Not for a Sandon Smith though, because they got Luke Brooks in their squad here. Unless they were wanting Luke Brooks to maybe go to Perth or something, and then they could bring in a Sandon Smith. That's the potential there, but yeah, that looks a little bit out of this world. That'll happen. Let's get to the final one here. Weak-gutted dog. Yes, the weak-gutted dog is back, baby. Looks like he was a little bit of a crybaby in my opinion. Jamin Salmon after scoring that try, it just looked like a wah sort of thing. Stewart is old school, but let's be honest, he got it wrong that day when he said that. He should have got a harsher penalty of probably a month on the sideline for mine to really stamp their rubbish out. Even if Salmon did do something bad to his son back in the day. But it's really going to be interesting how this goes forward. But yeah, in my opinion, when you look at all this, it's rugby league, baby. Rugby league at its best. And this gift that keeps on giving, the weak-gutted dog comment, just continues to give us more and more. But anyway, that's the Barry Charles Footy Show for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back again with another great video.